Anybody give me any idea of what you know is outsourcing?
It's a kind of interaction with other countries.
No.
Outsourcing.
One by one.
Other countries outsource their work to third world countries like India.
What is third world countries?
Underdeveloped countries.
Developing countries.
In today's globalized economy, there is no third world country left. Let me remind you. There are only developed and developing. Okay, so yeah, what you're saying is right. But again, what is outsource?
Outsourcing is you outsource your not so important work in your offices to a third company so that you can concentrate on your important jobs.
Absolutely. I like that word, not so important. Okay. So the way it is structured is that you have a business. Everybody knows what a business is, right? And there are processes within a business, right? Do you guys know what are processes? So anything that I do is a process. Okay. So what's a process in the school? Teaching, right? And there are various other processes. So there's an HR, there's an administration, there's a finance, there's a transportation department, there's a recreation department, there's a facilities department which takes care of your building, AC, fan, etc., right? So every business has various processes, okay? And processes can be subdivided into two groups: core processes and non-core processes. So what is the core process of a school?
Teaching.
Intelligent kids. I like these kids. So intelligent. Good. So teaching is the core process. Similarly, in banking sector, banking is the core process, right? Can you give teaching to somebody else and run a school?
No.
Can you give facilities, transportation, HR, administration to somebody else and run a school? Yes. You can. Why? Because that's not your core process. It's a non-core process, right? So what companies in the West started doing at certain point in time, they started dividing their businesses very significantly into core work and non-core work. And one of the key things and one of the first things to be outsourced was IT. Computers, maintenance, networking, people, a lot of other things. Right? And then came finance, and then came customer service, which we call as call centers, and then came a lot of other various things. Right? So what happens is a business identifies which is my core process, what I have to do, and I am best at doing it, and I make profits. I can run my business through it. And what is it that I can give it to somebody else and not worry about it and focus on my core work. Right? So if I was to divide a principal's or a teacher's time, many a times these teachers spend at least 20 to 30% of their times doing other things than teaching. Could be facilities, could be administration, could be anything else. Right? Now imagine what if we were to just take all this work and give it to somebody else and say, hey, you know what, take some money, just get it done. And I focus on my core work, give 100% of my attention and time to my core work, and develop it to that extent that my revenues, my sales, my profits increase. And the money that I'm spending by giving this work out to somebody can be recovered. Right? So the only way to recover money is basically do better business. And the way I can do better business is focus on my core work.